r/AskReddit by LaughWithMEmes. What knowledge might save your life one day? If you've been buried alive in a standard coffin, stay calm. If you are alive, you haven't been buried that long. Also, the dirt above you hasn't set yet. Most coffins are not built to last once buried, and as a result have weak siding. So here is what you do. Pull your shirt over your head. You don't want to be swallowing dirt. Position yourself so you are as sideways in the coffin as possible with hands and feet pushing on the long sides. Push. You should be able to blow out one of the walls. Start crawling up. Do not panic. You may not find a grip immediately. Keep going until you make it out. Worst nightmare. Just reading that made me uncomfortable. If you call 911, always say where the problem is first, followed by the problem. If you happen to get cut off before you can say what the problem is, at least the dispatcher has a location to send an officer to check it out and advise if more police or fire is needed. Example, operator. 911, where is your emergency? You, help, I'm being stabbed, disconnect, versus operator. 911, where is your emergency? You. 742 Evergreen Terrace, help, I am, disconnect, location, location, location. As someone who works at 911, I'll just add a bit of additional info. A lot of people assume we magically know where they are when they call 911, and sometimes we do, to an extent. When your phone call comes in, there's two stages your phone call has, we call them a phase 1 and a phase 2. Your phase 1 location will plot your location, where the cell tower is, so if you don't tell us where you are before you disconnect, and we have a phase 1 location, you're f***ed if you're in an emergency. Sure, we can look up your phone history and see if there's any address associated with your phone number, but if there isn't any, good luck. When we get a phase 2, most of the time it's pretty accurate, sometimes even being directly on top of where you are. I think the phase 2 location is based off of multiple cell tower hits that triangulate your location, but don't quote me on that, I'm actually not sure. If we get an open line phone call, no one is talking, we hear stuff going on in the background, we'll get a phase 2 location and send the police out to the area. Sometimes they find the person who called in, sometimes they don't. Never use bleach and ammonia-based cleaning products at the same time / in the same room. A combination of both their vapors creates chloramine vapor, which can kill you if inhaled. Check your cleaning supplies to see what's in them, especially toilet and tile cleaners. If you are in danger or in need of help in a public place, it's almost always a bad idea to just yell help. It's more important to be specific. Pointing at someone and telling them to call 911 will be more effective. The bystander effect can be a real bitch sometimes. I tell my kids to break windows if someone is attacking them or the like. Yelling help may not get cops, breaking windows will. I'll gladly pay for windows to keep my kids safe. I can't replace my kids. On a related note for adults, if someone tries to get into a vehicle you're driving, like at a stoplight or a parking lot, punch the gas. Do not drive to wherever this person is telling you to go. Hit whatever is in front or behind you, unless it's a person, don't hit a person. A car, a wall, what have you. Accidents draw people and thereby more witnesses. This is extra effective if, as soon as someone gets in, you cover the seatbelt latch with your palm and then gun it into wall / parked car. Better chance of them getting dazed by the airbag or the windscreen. If you ever fall / get pushed down from the platform onto the rails at a subway station, try to roll under the platform. Many stations have space there, like little overhang, for exactly that reason. Well, my country sure want people to die that way. They've got space under there, but have blocked it up with a big metal fence. Maybe to also get electrocuted. To make sure you'll die before the train hits you horribly. If you are ever bitten by a bat, raccoon, fox, or skunk, go directly to the hospital. There is no cure for rabies once it is fully onset. Out of all history, only 5 people survived rabies, Meredith Palmer being one of the 5. EMT here. If you're ever choking on food in a public venue, do not go to the restroom to avoid causing a scene. Almost every death I've seen from people choking are found unconscious in a bathroom stall because they were too polite to seek help. I feel like if there's any situation in which it's okay to not be polite, it's when you're choking to death. Female heart attack symptoms are often different than those commonly described, and women commonly assume they are just fatigued or have the flu and die as they do not seek medical treatment. Uncomfortable pressure, squeezing, fullness or pain in the center of your chest. It lasts more than a few minutes or goes away and comes back. Pain or discomfort in one or both arms, the back, neck, jaw, or stomach. Shortness of breath with or without chest discomfort. Other signs such as breaking out in a cold sweat, nausea, or lightheadedness. As with men, women's most common heart attack symptom is chest pain or discomfort. But women are somewhat more likely than men to experience some of the other common symptoms, particularly shortness of breath, nausea/vomiting, and back or jaw pain. Women are more likely to lack chest pain. Instead, they may experience shortness of breath, pressure or pain in the lower chest or upper abdomen, dizziness, lightheadedness or fainting, upper back pressure or extreme fatigue. If you are a woman you know is fatigued, out of breath, has jaw pain and neck tension, feels nauseous, etc., they may be suffering a heart attack. Chest and left arm pain is not a universal symptom. If you fall into cold open water, resist the urge to swim and try to float until the onset of panic subsides. Once you have your breathing under control you can then start to swim to safety. By doing this, you will not hyperventilate and avoid potentially drowning. To float, slowly lift your legs up, keep your arms out at surface and lean your head back. Yes, you will get water in your ears, just let it be. I'm going to try this next time in a pool. I've never been able to float, and your comment helped me realize why. Thanks. If you have to get through a locked door, don't charge into it with your shoulder. Instead, kick it straight on next to the door knob/handle. This has a much better chance of breaking the lock. Edit, it's better to mule kick the door next to the lock instead of facing forward while you kick. It's safer for you, and you can apply more/better force that way. When you go into a building, look for an exit that is not the one you used to come in. In an emergency most people will head out their original exit, but you will head out of the exit less traveled, and it may make all the difference. If your car is going underwater, an electronic roll down button will work regardless of the water pressure outside the car, but a manual handle is much more difficult. You also won't be able to open the door. It's better to have something in the glove box, like an ice scraper, to break the glass with. Mythbusters did a whole thing on it. That episode saved a woman's life. She wrote to them to tell them, and Adam Savage cried knowing he'd helped to save a life. When people say to take an aspirin to help during a heart attack, chew the pill, don't swallow it whole. It gets absorbed much quicker. Edit, last bit. Always leave your itinerary with someone. If you meet strangers, that is, potential bad people, on the road, always let them know that you are in touch with friends and family, and that they know exactly where you are. You become less attractive as a victim. Edit, always let strangers know that you have a destination and are expected at a particular time too. This is really useful when traveling in areas where taxis/tuk-tuks will try to bring you somewhere better. Just tell them you're meeting a friend and they shut up. I've also heard that not only say a friend, but make it more specific, like I'm meeting my sister or my mom is waiting for me at the restaurant. Friend can sound more generic, but family members also imply that they will call someone if you don't show up, as they are typically closer to you than a friend can be. Not saying this is true in all situations, but making up specifics will help more than generic statements. 120 people will get bowel cancer in their lifetime. You need some sort of screening starting at age 45 to 50 depending on your family history. Any blood in the stool needs to be checked out. Early cancers can be completely cured with keyhole surgery. You don't have to die of bowel cancer. Wear a helmet, wear a seatbelt. It may not be cool, but you're more fragile than you lead yourself to believe. I've lost 3 friends because of these. Don't be a statistic, please. There's someone that would miss you and think I just wish they had put a helmet/seatbelt on. Especially when it comes to motorcycles. Agate, all the gear, all the time. Not only are you squidding your way over the floor on whatever speed you are going, the road is going to sand down every part of exposed skin. Materials like jeans will melt into your flesh and they'll have to cut it off of you. A friend of mine had an accident and he went through 2 or 3 layers of his protective gear before he stopped. He got away with some bruised ribs and a couple of marks. If you're alone and start choking with nobody around, To give you the Heimlich, you can give yourself the Heimlich by using the back of a chair or similar objects like the sidearm of a couch or whatever. Forcefully throw your stomach over the back of the chair a few times. Try to mimic the motion of the Heimlich. Push in above the belly button, then up, kind of like a J motion. I always try to remember this, but anytime I think I'm slightly choked, this logic goes out the window. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Memes. Goodbye.